Wordsworth announced in his booming voice. There's been a change in the show's lineup. Next up, some new talent. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for 5 of our bright stars. He had momentarily forgotten the name of the band. The audience was silent, looking at the 5 girls. Sage helped him out. With full force she shouted, "We're the Star Darlings, and this is our song. We call it When We Shine." She sent out a wish of her own for the celestial positive energy of their song to reverse the negative feelings in Clara's heart and stop the bad wish. Vivica, who had been lurking at the back of the theater, looked on in disbelief and annoyance. "The Star Dippers?" she muttered to herself. Sage turned to the Star Darlings band members. They were tuned up and ready to save Starland. Leona was at the microphone, Vega was on the bass, Libby was at the guitar, and Scarlet was at the drums. Sage strummed the first note on her lead guitar. Then Scarlet counted out the beat, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. As soon as the Star Darlings began their song, the audience got on their feet. Leona's voice was still weakened from the damaged wish pendant, so Sage backed her up. Together, they sang, "If you've stayed too long in the shadows, always the lonely one. If you're feeling left out, feeling less, then you're not the only one." Vivica's teardrop necklace crackled and then sputtered. What are they up to? Why are they playing this song? Backstage, Clara heard the audience cheering. She knew it wasn't Holly they were cheering for, and she wondered who was out there. The assistant director rushed by her. Clara stopped her and asked, "What's happening out there?" "Holly didn't show, so there's a girl band playing instead. And they're killing it." "Girl band?" They weren't in the lineup. She followed the other cast and crew, who were all rushing to the side of the stage to check out the band. Clara saw the Star Darlings, and as she listened for a second, the song caught her attention. She moved closer to the stage to listen to the lyrics. "If you've ever wanted something so bad, and you feel overlooked, jealous over what you don't have, there's another way. Take a second look." Something in her shifted. She felt like her chest had been cracked open. She felt understood, and sad, and alive, all at the same time. When Sage and Leona sang the chorus, Clara realized she was crying. "Step into the sunlight, you and I, it's our sky, and we were meant to be sunlight burning bright. Look up, now together we can light the spark, dynamite taking out the dark." Clara leaned back against the wall and slumped down. She brought her forehead to her knees and let the tears fall freely down her cheeks. Those lines in the chorus hit a note in her, step into the sunlight. You and I, it's our sky. It made her long for Holly and their friendship. As the song played, it was truly magical. She remembered what it had been like when she and Holly were on the same team. All the negativity she had been feeling left her body. Clara was overcome with a realization that Holly wasn't keeping her in the shadows. If anything, her own jealousy was. At that moment, Clara knew the only thing really holding her back was herself. Why had she been comparing herself to Holly? Couldn't they both be amazing in their own unique ways? There was room for both of them to shine. Meanwhile, Vivica frantically tried to stop the Star Darlings from finishing their song. She realized the words "too long in the shadows" were basically her own. She shouted to the audience, "The Star Dippers stole my words." But nobody even noticed her. She had absolutely no effect on them. They were too busy dancing to the Star Darlings' music. Vivica stormed down the aisle. The memories she had stored of all the times the Star Darlings had outshined her at Starling Academy flashed before her. And now this, when the bad wish was about to come true. Vivica knew that as long as the show was underway, there was still a chance for Holly to return, and then the bad wish wouldn't be granted by curtain call. And if that happened, it would mean, once again, that the Star Darlings had one-upped her. This was only intermission, there was more time for Holly to perform. Vivica screamed, "Clara!" But Clara was already pushing through the crowd, trying to get to her friend. She wanted to get Holly out of that room and back on stage, where she belonged. She wanted the TV producer to hear Holly sing. She had turned her bad wish into a good one, but was it too late? Just then Leona's super hearing returned. Libby was doing a mini guitar solo, so Leona wasn't singing for a moment, and that was when she picked up something disturbing. She said to Sage and Scarlet, "I hear someone." As Libby played on, Sage mouthed, "Who?" Leona closed her eyes and listened. She heard, "Help! I'm stuck in here, the lock isn't working, I need to get out, help." Leona opened her eyes and turned to Scarlet. "Oh my stars, it's Holly. She's locked in a room somewhere in the building." Scarlet stuck her drumsticks in her back pocket and told her friends, Keep playing, I'll find her. Leona nodded toward where she had heard the screams. That way, Scarlet snuck off stage, and as Libby ended her guitar solo, Sage kept the song going, handing Leona a tambourine to keep the beat, since Scarlet wasn't there. Sage told Leona, Vega and Libby, keep singing no matter what. The song is working, I can feel it. Before Vivica could stop her, Clara headed straight to the prop room, which was down a long hallway, away from where anyone would be going that night. She could hear Holly's screams as she got closer. When she got there, she was surprised to see Scarlet there, about to pull the door open. Embarrassed, Clara looked at Scarlet. Scarlet gave Clara a small smile and opened the door. Holly practically fell into the hallway, and Clara grabbed her best friend. Come on, let's go, she said, pulling Holly down the hall toward the theater. Holly was out of breath and exhausted, but overjoyed to see Clara. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for finding help. She turned and gave Scarlet a grateful smile, thinking she had done something special to open the door. Yeah, we'll talk about it later, Clara replied. She looked at Holly with a mixture of guilt and relief. Now we've got to get you to the stage. You've got a song to sing. A song to sing, Scarlet repeated. Starf. I've got to get back on stage. She raced ahead of the girls, down the hallway to the stage, and then slid back into the seat at her drums and started drumming again. The Star Darlings sang, and Sage looked right at Vivica and smiled. She meant it. Writing the song had allowed her to understand how hurt and jealous Vivica felt. At that moment the song began to crescendo. It was powerful. Vivica caught herself singing along. She noticed that her negative feelings were dissipating the longer the Star Darlings played their song, like it had some kind of magic. When she touched the teardrop necklace, it no longer crackled and shook. She knew that the song had something to do with the bad wishes not being granted. Strangely, her anger toward the Star Darlings started to fade. She didn't know what had come over her, but she felt less angry. She felt good. She felt hopeful. The music brought Vivica back to when she'd first arrived at Starling Academy, as a young starling with great possibilities and her own dream of expressing herself through singing and music. As Vivica remembered that, the negativity continued to lose its power over her, just as Leona's voice started to regain its full power. Sage, who was still watching Vivica, saw her icy blue aura brighten, just like Scarlet's aura had brightened, when she was feeling something for Maxwell. When the Star Darlings finished their song, Sage noticed Vivica clapping along with the audience. She hadn't imagined the songs positively affecting Vivica in that way. That hadn't been in the plan. They had written it for Clara, but of course Vivica had connected to it as well. It made perfect sense. Watching how the power of music transformed even Vivica, Sage knew that she had discovered something important. Wordsworth was about to announce the next act, when Sage saw Clara and Holly in the wings. Sage rushed up to the microphone and whispered something in Wordsworth's ear. He stepped away. Sage waved Clara and Holly onto the stage. Clara reached for Holly's hand. Together they walked up to the mic. Clara began, "Everyone, you have no idea how happy and thrilled I am to introduce my best friend ever. She's the most talented singer I know, and the truest friend too. Holly." Since there was no piano on stage anymore, Holly asked if the Star Darlings band could back her up. Then she stepped up and took her place center stage. She sang the love ballad Far Away with such conviction and beauty even the television producer was visibly moved. Holly's voice touched everyone in the room. After the song, while Holly took her bow, Clara stood with the Star Darlings. Now there was no invisible wall between them. She thanked Scarlet for helping Holly, unaware that all the Star Darlings in each of their unique ways had helped her too. Then she told the Star Darlings, "It might sound silly, but tonight feels really magical." Sage looked at Clara. "You know what, it doesn't sound silly at all." At curtain call, Holly and Clara bowed in a line with the rest of the variety show's cast and crew. The audience members were on their feet, clapping and cheering. "There's something I should tell you, Holly," Clara said. "Your getting locked in the closet wasn't exactly an accident. I planned it. I was jealous, and I'm so ashamed and sorry I did it. I understand if you never forgive me." Holly took in that information. Clara waited, expecting the worst. She knew what she'd done was awful. After a long beat, Holly finally responded. "It's okay," she said. "What, you don't hate me?" Clara asked, shocked. "No. Because you came back to get me, you didn't let the bad thing happen." Clara gave her friend a fierce hug. She felt really lucky. I just don't want to let anything get in the way of our friendship ever again, Holly said. Me neither, Clara told her. Backstage, there was much to celebrate. Clara and Holly were inseparable, laughing and giggling together, making up for the last few weeks when they hadn't spoken or spent time together. Wordsworth clinked a water glass and asked for everyone's attention. To the cast and crew of North Coast Performing Arts Center. Cheers broke out. Kids, I'm proud of all of you. Tonight, all the performers on stage and the backstage crew proved why you've earned your spot at one of the most prestigious performance houses in the Northwest. He looked at Holly. Holly, you sang beautifully, as usual. He then pointed to Clara and smiled. Ladies and gentlemen, a new star was born tonight. I see big things for you in the future, Clara. The cast and crew all clapped for her. Wordsworth walked over to Clara and told her, Clara, I always knew you were special. That's why you were here at the Performing Arts Center. But today, you proved it to yourself. Congratulations. Holly turned to Clara and asked, By the way, why didn't you ever tell me you wanted center stage? I thought it was obvious. It wasn't. Holly looked at her friend with tears in her eyes. I am so happy that you had your moment today, Clara. I'm even happier to have my best friend back. Just then, the television producer arrived backstage. The cast and crew cleared the way for her as she made a beeline for Holly. She excitedly shook Holly's hand and introduced herself. Well, Holly, she said, that was a powerful performance. You clearly know your way around a ballad. I know the show's viewers will love you. How would you like to audition for our show? Holly blushed. Clara answered for her. She'll do it. The woman smiled. Clara was genuinely thrilled for Holly and gave her a huge hug. The producer then reached out her hand to Clara. And you, girl, you are an original. I haven't heard a sound quite like yours before. Would you consider auditioning for the show too? Clara was shocked and beyond thrilled. Yes, of course, she exclaimed. Holly grabbed her hand and squeezed it. I knew you would get a spot, she told Clara, her eyes filled with happiness at the news that the amazing opportunity was happening for both of them. The producer observed, I have to say, I love when friends support each other. It's one of my favorite things to see. But what the producer couldn't see, and what was even more beautiful, was the massive amount of exquisite positive wish energy pouring out of Clara and into Sage's, Leona's, and Scarlet's wish pendants. The wish energy was extra special because it came from Clara's understanding of how special she truly was, and her realization that she didn't have to bring someone else down to lift herself up. The Star Darlings loved watching the happiness of the wisher and her friend. They wished they could stay longer and spend more time with Clara and Holly now that the two were close again. But they had to move quickly. They needed to say their goodbyes and return to Starland in order to deliver as much positive wish energy as possible. Sage turned to the other Star Darlings. She told them, Vivica already left for Starland. I saw her sneak off during Wordsworth's speech. Do you think Lady Stella will expel her? Scarlet asked. Who knows? Vivica was overtaken by negative energy and was under Rancora's control, until we changed all that, Leona said. Anyway, it's time for us to say goodbye to our wishling friends, Sage reminded them. The Star Darlings approached Clara and Holly. Clara couldn't contain her excitement. Holly and I were chosen to audition for Song and Chance. It's going to be on TV, you have to promise you're going to watch it. We will if we can, Leona said. Holly chimed in. Your band sounded great out there. I hope we can play together sometime. Yeah, that would be great, Sage said. She knew she was going to miss both girls. But she was also super excited to return to Starland and get back to the academy to show Lady Stella all the wish energy the Star Darlings had collected. And to share how she had figured out the key to changing the bad wish into a good one. Sage was ambitious and eager to prove her worth. Scarlet turned to the Star Darlings. Wait, before we go, I've got to do something. Sage tried to stop her as she walked off. She called out, Scarlet, we need to leave. Scarlet assured Sage, I'll be right back, promise. She rushed from backstage into the theater and looked around, but it had mostly emptied out. Then she headed out the main arts center entrance. She was so absorbed in her feelings she didn't notice that it had started to rain lightly as she ran outside in search of Maxwell. She knew he had been at the show to see his sister perform, so he couldn't have gone far. She ran toward Port Harbor, where she and Maxwell had first taken a walk and gotten to know each other. Tears ran down her face. She had to say goodbye to the wishling boy who had stolen her heart. She knew that she would probably never see him again. She spotted him with his skateboard, walking toward the skate park. She took a deep breath and caught up with him. I'm leaving now. Swept up in the moment, she took her lucky fuchsia drumsticks out of her back pocket and handed them to Maxwell. She whispered, "To remember me by..." Maxwell didn't understand. "What? Where are you going?" Scarlet got choked up. She held back her tears. "Home," she said. "But I thought you lived around here." She hesitated. "There's a lot to explain, I just can't right now." He reached out to hug her and she let him. Even though they were standing out in the rain, soaking wet, Scarlet wished they could stay like that forever, but she knew that she was a starling and he was a wishling, and as much as she could dream about it, their worlds would never fit together. Scarlet erased Maxwell's memory of her, and everything that had transpired between them. She quickly ran back toward the theater to find the other star darlings and return to Starland. She never looked back. The rain had stopped. Maxwell shook himself out of what felt like a dream. He looked down and discovered a pair of hot pink drumsticks in his hand. A warm feeling shot through his body when he touched them. He smiled, but he had no memory of Scarlet or what had happened between them. He put the sticks in his backpack, put on his headphones, and started to listen to his new favorite song, Far Away. He jumped on his skateboard and took off. The time of new beginnings had officially arrived in Starland by the time the Star Darlings returned. The Featherjabbers and Druderwomps were in full bloom. Preparation for Light-Giving Day had started. The Celestial Cafe sizzled with excitement. Steaming moonberry crumble cooled on trays while blue bezel beam puffs chilled in the kitchen's cosmic freezers. Sparkling energy filled the bright sky. The soothing, sweet, fruity fragrance in the air reminded all the starlings that a celebration was about to take place. Thanks to the Star Darlings' successful wish mission, Starland glowed extra brightly on that glorious day. Below the bustling campus, in the labyrinth of the underground caves, Lady Stella met with the returning Star Darlings in the Wish Cavern. The other 7 Star Darlings were there too to honor their friends who were back safe from Wish World. Sage, Libby, Leona, Vega and Scarlet stood in front of Lady Stella, ready to receive their accolades for their stellar wish mission. Lady Stella began to speak. "My Star Darlings, may I commend you on succeeding in this most difficult wish mission. You showed us what true Star Darlings you were when you discovered the best part of yourselves to overcome a wishling's misguided wish, and you even helped one of our own starlings, Vivica, to see the best part of herself." The girls smiled at each other. Lady Stella continued, "Above all, you may not have gotten Rancora's teardrop pendant, but you did something more important. You made a very important discovery. One I hadn't even known about myself, or figured out in all my years of wish granting. You figured out that when the right music is played at the right time, for the right person, it can change hearts and minds. Music has the power to inspire immense positivity." She acknowledged Sage. "Your leadership during the mission did not go unnoticed. I see greatness in you, Sage." Sage glowed, overcome with the feeling of accomplishment, having helped her home star. She looked forward to more wish missions for Starland. She bowed her head at Lady Stella. "Celestial gratitude," she said, beaming a warm lavender glow. Each of the 5 returning Star Darlings was given a new wish blossom. Sage's Bohemanella blossom glowed with a soothing lavender light. Scarlet's dark and mysterious Punky-Pow flower emanated a vibrant radiance, and Leona's golden roar bloom shined brightly. Libby's blushbell, with its puffs of sparkling stardust, and Vega's richly colored blue bubble practically lit up the entire room. The blossoms, along with their power crystals, warmed the cave with a healing light. Before the Light-Giving Day's celebration commences, I want to share with you that after much contemplation, I have made the decision to allow Vivica to stay here among us, at Starling Academy. The Star Darlings were surprised that after Vivica had betrayed Lady Stella and Starland, Lady Stella would even consider forgiving her for what she had done. Lady Stella explained, "Vivica was under the influence of a powerful amount of negative energy. She is a talented starling, and in many ways has earned her place here at Starling Academy. I will keep a close eye on her during a short probationary period. I'd like you to consider the matter closed." She paused, thinking about all that the 5 Star Darlings had overcome. "I ask you, Star Darlings, to give Vivica a second chance. I did, and I expect the same of you." She looked into each of the 5 pairs of Star Darlings' eyes that had faced Vivica, and witnessed her dark side. "I understand your concern, but we're safe now. Thanks to you, Starland has the positive wish energy it needs to thrive. Of course, there will be more good wishes to grant, but for now, until a wish orb becomes active again, and the timing is right for a good wish to be granted, we must celebrate our victory over Rancora, and the great success of your mission." She smiled. "Speaking of celebrations, it's Light Giving Day. Shall we join the others?" It was time for the Star Darlings to perform. Sage checked that all the Star Darlings were tuned up and ready to play. She approached the microphone. "Hello Starling Academy, happy Light Giving Day. We're here to play you our new song. We hope you enjoy it. It's called When We Shine." Vivica was there alone, standing apart from the other students. She watched the Star Darlings perform on stage, and some of the old feelings came back. She couldn't help feeling miserable. There they were on stage, admired by the whole student body, while she was in the background, watching them soak up the starlight. She was just another student and on probation at that. Vivica's whole body filled with anger. Her face tightened and her aura turned gray, blue and black. Nothing has changed, she realized. I will always be in the shadows as long as the Star Darlings are the chosen ones. Later, Lady Stella was back at her office, about to shut down for the night and go back to her home at the top of Star Prof Row, when she remembered a box the Botbots had given her a few weeks earlier, after she'd had them remove and contain all the negative energy Rancora had been storing on the Isle of Misera. The box contained a few of Rancora's personal effects, mostly junk, things Lady Stella wasn't sure what to do with. She suddenly felt the urge to get rid of them. Something about the time of new beginnings always made her want to get rid of clutter and freshen up her space. Lady Stella pulled the small box from the closet where she had kept it, and walked down the long flight of stairs to the fountain in the wish cavern below her office. Its water was charged with positivity, the perfect way to dispose of Rancora's belongings. First, Lady Stella tossed in an old ratty scarf, then a spell book titled Negatite Magic. There were some coins from Wishworld that Rancora had collected when she was there. She got rid of those too. And there was a small metal tin, which Stella was about to toss, but then felt compelled to open. Inside was a piece of paper, folded into a tiny square. Lady Stella recognized the page immediately, and her surprise caused her to lose her breath for a moment. It was the page from the oracle Rancora had stolen. As Lady Stella unfolded it, the words that appeared before her eyes made her glow turn completely pale. A dark starling will rise and determine the ultimate fate of Starland. In that moment she understood why Rancora had sent Vivica on the wish mission. Vivica was the dark starling, and Rancora was trying to control her. Lady Stella carefully slipped the piece of paper into her pocket, and headed back up to her office to start making plans. "This," she whispered to herself as she climbed the stairs. "This changes everything.